So the Dallas Cowboys, well, Jerry Jones fired Mike McCarthy, uh, and they say it's due to contract negotiations. I feel like the team is just not in a good place. And all you guys know that subscribe to my channel, you guys know that I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm not one of these Dallas Cowboy fans that think the Dallas Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl every single year. But under Mike McCarthy, this team has been, average at best. Now there have been years that they could have made deep runs in the playoffs. There have been years where the possibility of going to the Super Bowl was somewhat realistic. But realistically, this was an above average team that was loaded with talent at one time. And now, if you look at the Dallas Cowboy future, you got Michael Parsons. He's going to expect a big time contract. CeeDee Lamb is going to be expected a big time contract. If you look at Dak Prescott, they gave him another big time contract. And it just seems like the Dallas Cowboys are going to be in a salary cap hell. All right. Paying, Jerry Jones is notoriously known as taking care of the people that he drafts. And, he doesn't want to make the same mistake with Dak Prescott, just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then when you can't wait no more, you give him a big time contract. And he is not. And I like Dak Prescott. I don't like Dak Prescott at that price range. Now I'm not, I'm not gonna sit up here and say Dak Prescott should have took below the, he should get what the market is giving him. And at that particular time, the market was going to give him a significant raise. And I understand Dak Prescott from his, standpoint. Like, look, he's not going to take anything less. He's not going to take a hometown discount. But at the same time, as the Dallas Cowboys, you have to make a decision. Are you going to give Dak Prescott that type of money, be strapped as far as adding anything, as far as weapons for Dak Prescott? And on the defensive side, you have to keep going into the draft, replenishing your defense. Or you just got to make the decision like, look, Dak Prescott may have to get this money someplace else. And Jerry Jones, weltered on that, and he was forced to make the decision of signing Dak Prescott to a big time contract, and the rest they say is history. I don't think that's the prime reason why the Dallas Cowboys are struggling, particularly in the past 7 years. A lot of it has to do with Jerry Jones. I think Jerry Jones should hire people that are football experts that can make football decisions. They can make a decision whether or not they want to give Dak Prescott that type of money. And if they wasn't going to give Dak Prescott that type of money, they would have a plan B in place where they'll just let Dak Prescott walk or trade him to a team that would give him the money and they get something in return. They've been doing good on the draft, but when it comes to free agency, it's been hit or miss. So you need you need someone in the front office that's going to make those decisions and keep them out of the hands of Jerry Jones. Yes, I know Jerry Jones is a meddling owner. He's not going to allow anyone to do their job. And that's why, as far as the front office goes, that realistically isn't going to happen under the Jerry Jones era. They also need a solid coach that knows his X's and O's. I wasn't a huge fan of Mike McCarthy when he was the coach of the Packers. I wasn't a huge fan. I mean, he had some success with Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, but it wasn't that big of a success where he's taking this team as far as creating a dynasty with the Packers. I think Mike McCarthy is average at best. But like I said, all the blame on the Dallas Cowboys' woes, you can't just singly put them on Mike McCarthy. Jerry Jones deserved a lot of that blame. And unfortunately, and I hate to say this, and the only way the Dallas Cowboys are going to ever reach its prime is if Jerry Jones, kicks the bucket. I hate to say this, but I just don't. Jerry Jones is stuck in his ways. He's not going to change. No matter how bleak and bad the Dallas Cowboys look, I think, in the early part when Jerry Jones, Jerry Jones is a suave businessman. He got the Dallas Cowboys for little of nothing. And he made the Dallas Cowboys very popular. He made a lot of money off the Dallas Cowboys. He have won Super Bowls in the past with the Dallas Cowboys as the owner, but let's just be real. And it's starting to show. He won those Super Bowls because of that. Because of coaches in the past and people that worked in the front office in the past. So he's basically winning these Super Bowls off of Jimmy Johnson. He's basically winning these Super Bowls off of people that were in the front office. He basically won these Super Bowls of personnel that worked for the Dallas Cowboys, finding talent in different places. And now all those people are gone. It's just Jerry Jones, his son. Son makes mediocre good decisions, but he can't get his father out of the Dallas Cowboys. Perhaps if Jerry Jones' let his son decide the future of the Dallas Cowboys, I believe out of the two, the son would probably put some football personnel in the front office and get a solid coach. Now, I don't see that happening while Jerry Jones is there. When in the off season, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to do absolutely nothing. Jerry Jones has handicapped this team, particularly their front office, and they can't make no moves without going to Jerry Jones to see if he wants to approve this move or not. He gets final say. He's the owner. Unfortunately, you can't fire the owner. So I've been hearing a lot of rumors out there of the possibility of Deion Sanders maybe being a coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm here to tell you, I just don't see Deion Sanders being the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. He would love to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, but the only way that's going to happen if Jerry Jones allow Deion Sanders to run his football team, to manage his football team. Deion Sanders, to me, does not look like a person who wants to be micromanaged, okay? And Deion Sanders, and why would he? I mean, Deion Sanders, everywhere he has gone, he made those teams better. All right. So I just don't see, unless a miracle, which I don't believe this, Jerry Jones happens to go and just tell the world that, you know what, I'm stepping away from football. I'm going to let my son run. He's the new owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, not the new owner, but he makes the decisions and things of that nature. And I can see it that way. I just don't see Jerry Jones, and I just don't see him changing his stripes. Jerry Jones is going to be Jerry Jones. So even though he has a great relationship with Deion Sanders, I think Deion Sanders would kick the tires around. But when they finally get in the room and then they start making decisions, okay, I want to run the team. Deion Sanders. I want the people who I want. I don't want to be in a position where you're going to give me somebody that I don't want. All right. Like he did with Parcells. Parcells in the beginning, it looked like he was running things, but now it's a struggle. So, excuse me. Parcells was given the keys, and then when it came time of whether or not they should go all in with Terrell Owens, let him join the team, Parcells was totally against that. And Jerry Jones approved that over Parcells, and then that's when the beginning of the end was ending near. All right. So I don't see Jerry Jones. I don't see Deion Sanders, which would be a great fit for the Dallas Cowboys, going through all that. If anything, I see Deion Sanders maybe with the Las Vegas Raiders. I see Deion Sanders back at Colorado. I see Deion Sanders maybe going to one of those top 10 college programs, but I just don't see Deion Sanders as the football coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I would love to see it. I was a huge Deion Sanders fan. I would love to see it. I just don't realistically think that it's going to happen. So you got that aspect. If you look at what's available, a lot of these coaches don't want the headache of Jerry Jones, behind them all the time. Okay, they'll make a lot of money. They'll be coaching a team that either they played against or played for. The Dallas Cowboys are popular, but dealing with Jerry Jones is another thing. All right, so you got that aspect. So Jerry Jones, I just don't see him doing that. All right, because Jerry Jones is set in his ways. I don't see anyone entertaining that, which means that the Dallas Cowboys are going to get another Mike McCarthy, someone who feels like, you know what, let me give it a try, okay? Yes, I won't be able to make my decisions. This team won't have my thumbprint on it, but let me see if I can tolerate it enough to to turn the Dallas Cowboys' fortunes around. And when they get in there, they're going to find out they're going to be, the Dallas Cowboys are salary cap strong. I don't, and I've said this in multiple videos, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to rebuild. Okay. Now I've seen another rumor of the possibility of the Tennessee Titans maybe wanting Dak Prescott. And I've seen how this is going to happen. Dak Prescott goes to the Titans, and the Titans give up their first round pick plus some other picks. I don't know if that's plausible, and I think you have to do a lot more than just trading Dak Prescott. Okay. Because even if you trade Dak Prescott, he's going to go against your cap. So if you got rid of Dak Prescott, but his salary is still going to count against your cap. How many years he signed with the Dallas Cowboys? So you're going to have to do much, much more to get some type of money, because that's going to be dead money that unfortunately you're not going to be able to utilize like 3 or 4 years down the road. I don't know the length of that Prescott's contract. It may be 2 years. Okay. But still, that's 2 years that you're not going to be able to use anything. You're not going to be able to do anything with that dead money. Dead money is dead money. All right. So you got that aspect. All right. So I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to do a hard reboot. I mean, factory reset reboot, where they're going to have to get rid of, if you get a prime time, a Deion Sanders, you get that type of caliber coach, they're going to have to go in and completely, the players that the Dallas Cowboys have now, they're going to be restarting, trying to find other homes for them to trade them to, so they can get draft picks and get relief on the salary cap, so they can start rebuilding this team from within. That means the future of CeeDee Lamb is probably not going to be a future with him as far as being with the Dallas Cowboys. Michael Parsons, that's a possibility. Obviously Dak Prescott. Michael Parsons, I like Michael Parsons, but I don't think he's a difference maker. I do feel like if you put Michael Parsons with the Baltimore Ravens, let's say the Baltimore Ravens, that makes that team so much better. So way much better. and they will have to give up a lot of picks to make that happen. But as far as, giving Michael Parsons a big contract, and is he a difference maker for the Dallas Cowboys? It's been 2 years in a row. He's not, I feel like if you add him with a team that's already stacked on the defensive end, he will pay huge dividends. All right. Maybe with the LA Raiders. I don't know. CD Lamb the same way. CD Lamb, you're going to pay him a lot of money to stay as the Dallas Cowboys receiver. He's a number 2 receiver. I don't see CD Lamb as a number 1 receiver. They have tried for 2 years in a row. He has some good games, and other games he doesn't have a lot of. It's not good. Is he a difference maker for the Dallas Cowboys? No, but for maybe for another team as an additional weapon, like the Kansas City Chiefs, all right, or the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill wants to leave the Miami Dolphins. I'm not saying we should be in the market for Tyreek Hill, but if they get rid of Tyreek Hill, they're going to have someone to replace them. Why not CD Lamb? Okay, so yeah, and the Cleveland Browns they're going to have to get rid of a lot of their talent to generate enough cap space, and they're going to have to really have someone in the draft. I think Shedeur Sanders, as far as possibility of the Dallas Cowboys landing him, that's a start. But I think his father is going to be dead set of his son not playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Now I've heard rumors that Dion would like to have his son and Travis Hunter be under the same team. I don't know how that's going to work. That team's going to have 2 draft picks in the top 5 for that to happen. Dallas Cowboys is going to get a high draft pick. I don't know how high it's going to be. Maybe you can package some draft picks in to get you another high draft pick, so you can get Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. I just don't see that happening. But if that, if they go into the offseason and you see them making these moves, then that would tell me that they got a definite yes from Deion Sanders about being the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I feel like if anybody can deal with Jerry Jones, it's probably Deion Sanders. But Deion Sanders have to have the understanding that, Jerry Jones have to have the understanding that Deion Sanders is running the show. Deion Sanders is going to add his players, his flavor to the Dallas Cowboys. And if Jerry Jones can take a back seat to that, I mean, he did in the past temporarily with Parcells, and you see how that marriage lasted. So yeah, we'll have to talk later about it. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.